Hi everyone, Ali Reza here, Flavors of Light. Let me just increase the lighting here. Whoa, so you guys can see me better. So, as you can see, I've completely shaven bald again. Um, the reason why I'm doing this is because I am eliminating at a rapid rate out my skin. My skin is releasing so much toxicity every day. And the reason why people have like odors in their groin, in their sweat, so particularly in the armpit areas, because we have a lot of lymph nodes there, and I've experienced always, like even during my detoxification path, like really foul odors, and that's just because like lymph is congested there, um, and what I'm doing now is accelerating the elimination rate, which means I need to support my organ of elimination, and that's my skin. And one other area which I've been eliminating a lot is my head. Um, and if you notice in the world, dandruff is a big problem. And that's basically because people's lymphatic system is full of waste and it's backed up into the head area. If you look at lymph charts, you can see um, the whole lymphatic system projecting head to toe, and it's around every cell. And in the particular most areas with the lymph nodes is the neck area, the armpits, and the groin. And that's where I have my most elimination now. I have like bad rash around my neck, armpits, and groin, which just goes to show my lymph system is backed up. The reason why that is because the wrong diet has made us chronically dehydrated and toxic. So to reverse this, I'm on day 81. I'm on day 81 of this juice cleanse, and it's going very well. It's not fun seeing what comes out. And what I wanted to make the title of this video was that what goes in must come out. Now, to put it explicitly, your poop is supposed to be wet, and if you're eating the wrong food, like just an example, look at a plate of potato chips. Okay, how is that going to come out wet out your body? Your body has to lose water to hydrate it and move it out. Our natural diet is a fruit-based diet, and if you look at fruit, most of the fruits are high in water. You can see how that's like pineapple is quite an easy thing to eat, absorb, and eliminate. The fiber is whole, intact. It's got structure to it. There's water in there. It's adding water to your body. Coconut water, no problem. But if you're not eating mangoes, pineapples, and coconut water, but you've been raised on beans, bread, rice, potatoes, give potato to any person who's been on a fruit-based diet, they're going to find it difficult to absorb and digest and eliminate. Why? Because they're awake. They can sense how their body's reacting to it, and it just doesn't process. You can't imagine a potato processing through the body like the way, um, let's say, I don't know if you guys know your fruits well, but let's just say a cherimoya, um, which is like a custody quite uh, texture. Now, what the point I want to make is that I have no judgment for what people eat. Whatever people eat is not my decision. It's their decision. Everyone has to bear the consequences of their decisions, whether good or bad. I'm not here to tell anyone what to do. I bear the consequences of my decisions. I decided to put myself on an 81-day juice fast because I know my needs and my desires and my goals. That's my decision. I don't expect anybody else to do that. Nor will I put pressure. People want to get well. I hope what I'm doing is inspiring you to make you recognize that there's nothing to be afraid of. Um, but you got to look at, let's say you spent your whole life eating things. So what I'm trying to say is that we have to look at the bowel transit time of food. the bowel transit time. How long does it take to get from A to B? Now, if you're putting something in a pipe that is not processing well and it sits in there and it rots and it putrefies and it causes problems, and if you put a traffic of things through this tube, so if this tube is getting a traffic jam of burgers, pizza, rice, potatoes, what do people eat these days? Just sandwiches. Just look at a baguette. Look at a baguette, like a Subway. Let's say a Subway. I used to eat many Subways. To get a 12-inch Subway into your mouth, digested, absorbed, utilized, and then to come out wet as poo, isn't gonna happen properly. It's gonna struggle. It's gonna be problems. It's gonna dehydrate you. It's gonna constipate you. It's gonna create a lot of mucus. Okay? It's gonna rob your body of enzymes. It's got so many problems with it. It's got too much salt. There's definitely pesticides on the vegetables. God knows where the meat comes from and what's inside of that. So it's just a lot of poison, dehydration, constipation. It's acidic. It's irritating to your body. It's probably full of salt. That's going to dehydrate you even more. It's not going to be processed well through your colon. And your body has just used a lot of energy to digest it. Okay? So there's more to food than just like proteins, carbs, and fats. You have to look at a wide variety of things. And most of the people who are eating Subway are just gonna like throw down like let's say a bottle of water after. But the problem is that that water could be a problem too, because you can't I hope this is charging. You can't say that bottled water in plastic is the same as coconut water. You know, your body's smart. Your body's not stupid. It knows what's good and what's not good. Maybe you're the one that's switched off and you can't like connect to your body. The cleaner you get, the more sensitive you become because you're awake. You can tell how things are affecting you, whether it's somebody's energy, whether it's like the pollution levels, or whether it's the temperature, or if you're eating too much, your body will just respond to you very quickly the cleaner you become. And that's why most people get sick really fast, because they're just numbed out, they're switched off. They can't tell the difference between how a salad digests to a meal of melon to eating pizza. So people who eat pizza, lots of salt, heavy, sedating food, hard to process, very dehydrating, and it's damaged you. If you've been doing that for a long time, you have no idea what it means to eat a fruit-based diet. You're just lost. You're completely lost. You're severely dehydrated, chronically dehydrated. Your body's probably full of pus because of all that milk and the meat. And you got a shitload of salt, which is a lot of edema. You're gonna have a lot of swelling in you. Now, if you look at our society, we're not just I want to say we're fed, but what we have in front of us, everywhere we go, gas station, we go out to the city, we go out to someone's parties and anniversaries and weddings and even funerals. The problem is that, have you looked at the food everywhere? Is it fresh, ripe, raw, organic, whole fruit? No. Is it fresh, ripe, whole, organic salads? No. Okay, your parents, your grandpa, your mum, your cousins, your uncles, their parents. We have about 200,000 years of eating the wrong diet, and especially in the last 100 years, the really wrong diet. Because now it's like Wendy's, McDonald's, In-N-Out, Fat Burger, everything is just like burgers are the obsession now. Now if you look at a burger, again look at a burger, you put a burger through here, okay, it's gonna have to come out as wet shit, basically. So it's gonna rob your body of water, it's gonna put a lot of salt in you, it's gonna constipate you. The problem with constipation is that's a big one as well. We'll talk about that in a second. It's gonna create a lot of mucus in your body. It's gonna make you feel like crap. It's gonna make you sedated. It's gonna numb you out, switch you off. And you're gonna crave it again because you're hooked on suppressing your emotions. So you're stopping emotions coming out too. So you're just suppressing and stuffing. And this causes gluttony, and it's called this is basically an evil spell. You just basically create a snake in you, and you're just constantly hooked, and you're just basically killing yourself one bite at a time. The problem is that I've done experiments where I've tried like even a vegan Subway. Once you take one bite, you're gone. You're just like, it's just like this obsession to like of gluttony to like just sedate yourself all the time, and before you know it, you're far from the Garden of Eden. You're not eating lychees and mango and durian and jackfruit and coconut water and periodic fasting. You're not doing anything like that, and having delicious salads. You're smacking in mucus forming, dehydrating, constipating food. And above all of this, the raw food tropical diet is full of sunlight energy and forest chemistry for the brain, because that's what our brain grew on. So when you go from that to that, because you can have to be one or the other. I don't believe in like, oh, I'm half raw, like I'm doing this and that. It's like you either eat the right foods, you go down that path, you don't make any mistakes, and you keep your system clean and clear. When you go the other path, or you're just a cooked foodie, and especially now as a processed foodie, and a processed foodie is even worse. And even if you eat a whole food diet and you add meat to it, meat is constipating. Anything that takes a long time to go through you, I call constipating. Because once the problem, as I said before, the problem with constipation is that once you put one thing in your body that creates a traffic jam, anything else that goes on top has to wait. So it's like putting the tortoise in front of the rabbit. Okay? Does that make sense? So you need to make sure that you understand making one mistake is bad enough, is really bad. Like you might just think, oh, it was just this one treat. What you don't realize is that one treat started the traffic. What's the problem with a traffic jam? Auto intoxication, self-poisoning. You're not flushing your toilet. That's basically what's happening. Things are stuck inside of you. When you leave the kitchen end of the day, you want to keep it clean, right? And empty. When you leave the toilet, you want to leave it clean and empty. What happens if a kitchen sink's full of stuff and you just like leave it there and it just rots? What happens if in the toilet you don't flush it and it just sits there and rots? That's what I'm saying. When you put food through, it needs to process fast and get sent out. Okay? So to clean yourself, you have to stop putting food inside of you. You have to wash things out. Coconut water, limes, lemons, colonics, opening the skin up, which is like using a saunarium. So what does this mean? This means your society is full of filthy people. That's why people's breath stinks. That's why their butt stinks. That's why their shit stinks. That's why their armpits stink. That's why their houses stink of like cooked food. It's like that's the problem. And the worst part is that we're suffering in gluttony. So we're basically addicted to this behavior, because what we've done is we've gone from tropical forest raw food diet, getting kicked out the forest for whatever reason. Theory says natural cyclical climate change. Forest dries out. We use our intelligent brains, we grew on fruit to create fire. And once we had fire, I don't know how it happened, but tubers and roots and meat, because then we went to the savannah. We originated from Africa. What does that leave us? Well, the problem is that we've gone from survival to culture and tradition to habit, and now I believe in our times, food is used as an emotional suppressing mechanism. Sedation, numbing, shutting off. Have you not realized when you're stressed and you really need to eat, and then when you eat you feel better again? I've realized when you're really stressed and I try to tell you do a juice cleanse and then you go drink juice and you don't get your emotions switching off, or you do a juice fast and they all come back to you. Come on. It's either do one or the other. You either suppress them in or you release them. Why do we need to suppress our emotions? Because basically we're living in a matrix. We're living in stressful times. Our brain was working on the right side in the forest, and now it's shifted to the left side because we've strayed away from our ancestral roots, and now we're feeding our primitive brain meat and processed foods, and we're heating everything. So basically now we're suffering with a chronic deficiency in forest chemistry that was feeding our brain, like the ancestral part, the part that was like divine rapture, which is the right side, and now we're focusing on the left side. So the problem we face is that, I know this is very intense and very fast, but you gotta understand Tony Wright's work. If you've got time, do your own research. But the problem is that our left brain now has created a matrix of stressful times. that left brain has created money now, and money is the ultimate tool of control. So you have to study John Rose for this too. I'm basically educating you what I've learned from Tony Wright and John Rose. That left brain has not only created a stressful society where we're now living in survival in unoptimal environments like I am in London. I'm far from home. I don't get sunshine. The fruits are not growing around here. It's very stressful. It's a matrix. People just live to make money, to buy things they don't need, to live in a house they don't like, or even spend any time in, to drive a car they don't own, to wear clothes they don't like, to be around people they don't want to be around, to do shit that makes no sense. Come on. So what do? You come home, you slam the pizza, and what happens? You're basically committing the fall from grace. The same fall from grace that got humans into the situation you're in, you're recommitting that every day. Cook food, cook food, cook food. Start numb, sedate, switch off, numb, sedate, switch off. Get sick, 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 sick. Obsess about money, material shit, sex, and drugs. And then you're just lost. You're in a city, you're taking drugs, you're watching movies, you live a fake life, you have a lot of stress, and you're sick. Go out now into the city, go look around. What do you see? Oh yeah, oh. Crazy, demented, sick people. Like, most people are overweight now, like everywhere. Acting crazy, wearing a face mask, panicking about a virus, but yet they don't realize their body's full of shit and pus. I know this is very intense, probably too much for some people, but basically what I'm trying to say is that if you want to make your life better, correct the fall from grace. Start being part of the solution, not part of the problem. If you have slip-ups, fair enough, but keep studying this material and keep trying harder and harder. I have my slip-ups, but as time goes, the slip-ups disappear and you find so much purpose. You get out the real secret now is to get out the matrix, because you got to get out, like any minute to minute right now. I don't need to be here. I could be anywhere else on a tropical island, so why be here? So yeah, environment's important. Environment, stress, noise pollution. Yeah, it turns out that people who eat raw foods and do fasting tend to be the silent ones. Everybody else just makes lots of noise. So, you know, like right now, it's all these like scooters zooming around, and I'm like, what are they doing? Oh yeah, again, cook food. You know, if you look at everything, it's always cook food or raw. When you look at any problem, think about cook food, raw food, and understand that what we eat affects the way we think and behave, and realize that most of the problems we have is because of cooked food. Oh, why is all that plastic on the streets for tomorrow? Like, what's all this garbage? Oh yeah, cooked food. Why is there so many bin bags? Cooked food, you know? Think about it. Why is that guy acting crazy? Cooked food. Why is the government like this? Why do they want to control everyone? Cooked food. Primitive brains. Dementia. Chronic dehydration. Lots of pus in the head area. Yeah, like, people have mucus head to toe. Where do you think all that cheese is going? Come on. People think what they eat just comes out their butt. It doesn't. It poisons you. And it creates a serpent in your stomach. There's a snake. The Adam and Eve story isn't 100% true, but there's a lot from it that can be pulled out, and you can work out a lot of things. The snake is real. Something happened that kicked us out of garden. We were naked, eating fruit from trees. Like, if you put the story together and you work it out, you can actually see what the reality is. The reality is we didn't get kicked out the garden because we ate the apple. We got kicked out the garden because we started playing with fire. They didn't tell you that one. Damn. Like, and that doesn't even make sense. How could you get kicked out of a garden for eating apple? When you look at the world today, I don't see anyone eating an apple having any problems. I see people eating cooked food have problems. And if anything, just to prove the story's wrong, go do an apple juice fast. Go do an apple juice fast and tell me if that doesn't start releasing serpents out of you and you're like, oh my god, maybe I need to drink the red apples to release the snake out of me. Like, that's what you need to do. Again, sorry if this is too intense. I don't even know. I'm gonna get so much hate comments and stuff, but who cares? I'm here to speak my truth. I'm not dumb. I'm not stupid. I think through what I say. I've been on this path for 6 years, so like, people usually come at you as a person like who's thought about this like a fish for 3 seconds. I've thought about this for years. I meditate in silence. I shut my mouth. I don't go run off to movies. I sit down and I look and I observe. I drink liquid light and I see through bullshit. So, anyway. What was this whole thing about? What goes in must come out. Anything that's cooked has a longer bowel transit time. Cooked food is damaged food. The moment you start thinking about cooking, you're getting distracted from finding raw food. The human diet is a tropical fruit-based diet, exotic fruits, high water content fruits, easy to digest, living structured water that your cells can absorb. We're water-based electrical beings, period. We're not lions. We don't sit down for 21 hours a day and then just go fetch a gazelle and then just chew on it whole with the bones and the guts and the hair and the skin. No, we like little bits of chicken that's like been done in a factory and they ship the little pieces and it's been barbecued and it's been like put lots of sauces on it and stuff, and then yeah, we're meat eaters. Like, this is all, it's all stupid. Put raw meat in front of someone, people gag, people move away. Go in front of people and kill a chicken, people will just like lose it. People already believe that, yeah, we're okay with like animal slaughter, and it's like, yeah, really, let's go slaughter them in front of you, and you hear they're screaming and then see if you would eat it. You probably wouldn't. Proof is, like, look at all those, like, I don't want to get into the side of it because I'm not really like, I'm more focused on people wanting to clean and heal themselves, and that will naturally take care of the animals. I'm not really pro-activist or vegan. I'm hey, I can't pronounce the name, but someone says hi my friend. I'm more, if people take care of themselves, they take care of everything else. Yes, animals in nature do eat meat, and sometimes out of survival, humans have had to eat meat. I completely agree, like, no doubt. Whether we played with fire and then we got kicked out of the forest, like the Adam and Eve story, or whether it was natural cyclical climate change that like the forest shrank on us, the fruit disappeared, and we had to find something else to eat, and then we played with fire. I don't know. I'm not going to get into that. What I can say is that from experimentation, using my instincts and looking around me, it's pretty obvious what the cause and effect is of our decisions. And you just have to do the experiment. Like, don't go bash raw food. Try it. Like, you know, even if you want to eat meat, I don't care. I'm just saying, go try it. Just experiment. But let's just say most of the people around you are already doing the experiment, and let's just say the results don't look too good. Anyone who's come near me who's a meat eater, I have to run away 100 meters the other direction because their breath stinks so bad. Why is that? Again, bowel transit time, constipation, and then that leads to fermentation and putrefaction in the gut. That releases a lot of poison in them, and damn, I'll tell you something, on these 5 years, my people, I've had a lot of mucus come out, a lot of acid just blow out my skin and my stomach, intestinal area. I've had like 3 tumors come out. A tumor meaning a pocket full of nasty, creamy, thick, dark, yellow, golden pus eject out of me all around my, like right now, if I was to tell you guys my main cleansing reaction, my butthole, around my butthole, crack, groin, underneath, all around there, I've got nasty stuff coming out my skin. It's almost like plaque. It's this nasty, moldy, green, brown, stinky plaque just pouring out my skin. So I can't walk. I have to lay in bed and just like clean those areas every day. So yeah, I'm only speaking for experience. I've gone the distance. I know I can see this shit coming out of me. And trust me, pineapple juice doesn't give you this stuff. Something else does. What's the problem with cooking vegetables? I don't really have a problem with it. I just feel as though we're too damaged, we're too toxic, we're too deficient, and we're too dehydrated to be messing around with that. If we were clean and then you told me I'm going to have some vegetables and something, I was like, okay. Your body could probably just like process it, spit it out, hopefully. But when you're already in 2020 and the human race is suffering with chronic deficiencies in forest chemistry, mineral deficiencies, vitamin deficiencies, chronic dehydration, we need so much digestive energy saved for healing. Why are we messing around playing with vegetables? I can understand you using it to ground yourself, like to chill out and just like mellow out, not to be on like electric fruit. But you can ground yourself drinking beetroot, ginger, carrot, cucumber, lemon, apple juice. Why not? But if you're not there, I understand. I'm just here to share my truth. Not the truth. My truth. My experience. My journey. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. thank you to the universe for this technology so I can help the two people watching. Yeah, bless you all. I'm going to continue my path, and I wish you a pleasant good morning, good afternoon, or good night, wherever you are. Bye bye.